Yugi and the gang meet the straightest JoJo bro, Otogi, who we will call by his English name, Duke Devlin. Yugi and the Pharaoh beat Duke in a game of Duel Monsters.
My game is nothing like Duel Monsters. Prove it then. My game uses dice.
Burn the witch!
Sometime later, Yugi and Taya see a fortune teller in a back alley on the way to school and, like responsible youth that listen to their parents about never talking to strangers, Yugi decides to trust the not evil at all or possessed fortune teller with his Millennium Puzzle, and Pikachu faces when it is stolen. He then battles the fortune teller instead of alerting the proper authorities because shonen. Taya also decides to find the rest of the gang to help Yugi instead of the proper authorities. Bakura finds out that Yugi is in trouble, and evil Bakura decides to make his reappearance. Yugi battles Value Market Captain America and basically wins, but his puzzle is smashed and the warehouse is set on fire. Here we meet Merrick, the primary antagonist, until we're hit with a good old switcheroo. Yugi is saved by the power of friendship, and evil Bakura plants a piece of himself in the puzzle to continue his slow burn 200 episode long villainy.
Yugi, you look like a bondage slave.
The Pharaoh then goes on a slice of life date with Taya to establish the ship fans wanted, and ends it by going to the Egyptian exhibit. While the date is going on, Kaiba goes to the same exhibit and gets gifted a god card, one of the strongest and bluest cards in the series, while ignoring the lucid dream he experienced with my waifu Ishizu. I'm not jealous, you are. Kaiba is a science believer and ignores the vision because it's definitely not possible, even though he previously had his soul stolen and was stuck in a virtual world in the previous season because why not? The Pharaoh doesn't ignore the vision and decides he must find out what's up. Kaiba then decides that he must have a tournament in the most bougie of ways possible, announcing it via helicopter and hijacking the city without having the necessary permits because he has a lot of money. This tournament is a different format compared to Remote Island Free-for-All, as we establish the more conventional rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like tribute and fusion summoning. Yugi, Joey, and the side characters from the Remote Island all enter the tournament, but Joey gets clapped the night before and loses his Red Eyes Black Dragon card to a dude with a bad Akatsuki cosplay. Yugi curb stomps the same guy and takes Red Eyes. Joey says he'll win it back and prove he will be a real duelist. Shenanigans ensue. Also, the default waifu of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series is introduced. Afterwards, Yugi battles the coolest looking mime and wins a god card thanks to the cheering buff from Kaiba and possibly the coolest win con of the series. In the meantime, Yugi's friends get kidnapped by Organization 13 and rushes to their aid. Yugi and his forever rival bestie, Kaiba, are able to track down the gang and find that they are in the worst made Saw game where Yugi must battle possessed Joey. The Pharaoh stands aside while Yugi uses the power of friendship to save Joey. Kaiba throws a 94-mile-per-hour fastball at a henchman using one of his Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards to drop the remote that will crush Taya, while Joey dives into a body of water to save Yugi from drowning. He almost dies, but his sister, who can now see, saves him in the nick of time using the power of underwater vision. The gang ignores alerting the police of attempted murder in order to battle on a blimp.
Any last words before Slifer toasts your ass?
I want my mummy.
That'll work.
Yugi battles evil Bakura for the second time and puts him down with Osiris the Sky Dragon. Joey bests fake Merrick, who is actually a guardian named Odeon, which causes Merrick to have PTSD, and eviler Merrick emerges as the true villain. Mai loses to eviler Merrick despite Joey and Yugi trying to save her from certain doom to set up Joey's revenge arc, which definitely goes somewhere in this story. Kaiba sacrifices God for Blue Eyes White Dragon because he's the fucking man and beats my waifu. I'm not upset, you're upset. With the semifinals set, it is obvious that we go straight into filler. The evil board of directors and Kaiba's father seek revenge on Kaiba. The green-haired kid also wants revenge, but just like Season 0 Kaiba, he fails, along with his green hair. He then has a face turn and helps the gang escape this virtual reality and continue with the actual plot. The Duel Tower hosts the Battle City Finals, where the matchups are decided in a 4-player free-for-all. Joey does everything possible to match up with eviler Merrick. OG Merrick experiences a face turn of his own and possesses Taya to apologize to Ishizu and wishes that Odeon gets better. Joey battles eviler Merrick and takes on the wrath of God! Joey is so damn good, he's left standing and just has to declare an attack with gear freed. Because the Pharaoh needs to stand tall, he collapses and loses because fuck the rules. Joey is then hospitalized in the blimp.
今俺の闘争本能を揺り動かすものはマリクへの憎しみだけだ
Kaiba and Yugi go into round 3, where Kaiba uses AI to generate a coliseum that would make Russell Crowe in Gladiator go, damn. The Pharaoh and Kaiba experience a vision of them fighting in ancient Egypt, confirming their forever feud.
It is highly unlikely that you have the only card that could stop me from— oh god, you have it, don't you?
After the vision, the Pharaoh beats Kaiba because this is a shonen tournament and the hero has to make it to the final. The gang makes sure to support Yugi and the Pharaoh in the final, where eviler Merrick turns it into a shadow game. Kaiba gifts a card to the Pharaoh that should help him beat eviler Merrick. Turns out, it did. The Pharaoh puts himself in a winning position while Odeon wakes up, causing OG Merrick to switch bodies with eviler Merrick, so he gets banished to the shadows instead of OG Merrick. OG Merrick then strips down to reveal his secret tattoo to the Pharaoh, confirming where he needs to go in order to retrieve his memories. But not before the filler arcs are done.